Well, back in the win column. Oh yeah, put some respect on Jalen Hurts' name. What's going on, everybody? Spunky Nights No One coming, guys, another video. Coming at you guys with my Eagles Vikings post-game recap. So the Philadelphia Eagles, after a 2-game losing streak, defeat the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 28-22. Jalen Hurts, 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 Jalen Hurts. Put some respect on my quarterback's name. Put some respect on my quarterback's name. After that, I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, Jalen Hurts has a noodle arm. Because that's what we used to hear all the damn time. Oh, Jalen Hurts can't throw. Jalen Hurts has a noodle arm. Put some respect on my quarterback's name. Jalen Hurts, man, was just throwing dimes, like just deep dimes. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, yet again. Just dimes he was just throwing down deep downfield throughout this game. This is definitely the best game Jalen Hurts has had in quite some time, you know. Probably the best game he's had since, when's the last time he had a game this damn good? The Super Bowl, maybe? I mean, it's been a little while, that's all I'm going to say. And 326 yards passing by Jalen Hurts, 3 touchdowns, 0. Let me say that again. 0 interceptions. 2 touchdowns to A.J. Brown, a touchdown, a 79-yard bomb to Devontae Smith. So I can care less what people think about Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, whatever. But one thing you cannot say about my quarterback is that he can't throw that damn ball. He has one of the prettiest deep passes in the entire league. Just beautiful, man. You know, when it's in sync and it's on target, one of the most beautiful deep passes in the league. And I'm damn proud of the way he played. The offense kind of struggled a little bit in the second quarter, but third quarter and fourth quarter, they woke up and they got the job done. Jalen Hurts going up against former Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz, who is now the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. And Carson Wentz threw 2 interceptions, but he also did have 313 yards passing. So our secondary, you guys got some work to do. You got some work to do. But ultimately, like I said, it feels good, man. To get a win, it feels good. After losing 2 straight games, 2 in a row, it feels good to get a win. Us Eagle fans, we have not been used to losing in the last 5 years. We have not been used to losing. Obviously we won the Super Bowl in 2017, but we had a couple rough years in between there. But throughout the Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni era, we've made the playoffs every single year. So we're used to winning in Philadelphia, and it feels good to be back on the win column after losing 2 straight games. It wasn't pretty at times. The defense, definitely at times, they look rough, but they did make some big plays. We need them to make some big plays, and the Eagles are 5-2, sitting on top of the NFC East. You get the damn win, and that's the most important thing. Going over the stats for this game, Jalen Hurts, like I said, had a damn good game. 19 for 23, 326 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 0. I'm gonna say it again, 0 interceptions. Saquon Barkley, the struggles just continue with Saquon Barkley. It's just the struggles just continue, man. 18 carries for 44 yards, 2.4 average a carry. I don't know when that first 100-yard rushing game is gonna come for him this season, but it's been so far this year, man. Defenses have been strategizing against him. Tate Bigsby, 1 carry for 11 yards. Receiving here, Devontae Smith, a monster game by Devontae Smith. 9 catches for 183 yards, 20.3 average a catch, 1 touchdown by Devontae. A.J. Brown only had 4 catches, but those 4 catches were for 121 yards, 30.2 average a catch, 2 touchdowns. And at the end of the game, he had a nice deep pass thrown to him from Jalen Hurts. And you can tell that catch pretty much sealed the game. But you can tell by A.J. Brown's face he was not happy. He definitely wanted to score again there. But, some big catches by him. Great monster game by Devontae. Dallas Goedert, 3 catches for 18 yards, 6.0 average a catch. Will Shipley, 1 catch for 7 yards. Defensively, Zach Bond, 6 tackles, 4 tackle assists. Cooper DeJean, 5 tackles, 1 tackle assist. Quinyon Mitchell, 4 tackles. Keely Ringo, 4 tackles. Jahad Campbell, 3 tackles. Jalen Carter, 3 tackles. Nakobe Dean, 3 tackles, 3 tackle assists. Josh Usay, 2 tackles, 1 tackle assist, including a big sack late in the game. Reed Blankenship, 2 tackles, 2 tackle assists. Adoree Jackson, 2 tackles, 1 tackle assist. Jordan Davis, 2 tackles, 1 tackle assist. Patrick Johnson, 1 tackle. Moro Ujomo, 1 tackle, 1 tackle assist, and also a sack. Andrew Makuba, 1 tackle, 2 tackle assist, and also interception early in the game. Cameron Latu, 1 tackle assist. Jalen Hunt, 1 tackle assist, and also a pick 6. Jalen Hunt had a pick 6. Kick returns. Xavier Gispin, 5 returns for 128 yards, 25.6 average a return. Will Shipley, 2 returns for 58 yards, 29.0 average a return. Jake Elliott, 0 for 1, but 4 extra points. Braden Mann, 3 punts for 146 yards, 48.7 is average, 1 inside the 20 there for Braden Mann. Team stats here. The Vikings did have more total offense, which, like I said, man, the defense, we gotta get it together defensively. 361 yards total offensively by the Eagles. 387 by the Vikings. 326 passing yards by the Eagles. 298. It says 298, but it's really 313 by the Vikings. 45 rushing yards by the Eagles, 89 rushing yards by the Vikings. Yards per play, 7.4 average by the Eagles, 5.8 average by the Vikings. Total first downs, 13 by the Eagles, 21 by the Vikings. Third down efficiency, 3 for 10 by the Eagles, 7 for 15 by the Vikings. Fourth down efficiency, 2 for 3 for the Eagles, 1 for 1 by the Vikings. Total plays ran, Vikings ran the ball. They ran the ball. They ran. We ran 49 total plays. They ran 67 total plays. Sacks allowed, 3 by the Eagles, which 2 of those at the end was just taking a knee, whatever. But 2 by the allowed by the Vikings, 3 punts by the Eagles, 1 by the Vikings. Penalties, the Eagles committed 8 for 64 yards. The Vikings 3 for 30 yards. Neither team fumble. 2 interceptions by the Vikings. Time possession, the Vikings dominated that time possession, but it really didn't matter. 25 minutes and 58 seconds, the Eagles held the ball. The Vikings held it for 34 minutes and 2 seconds. So yeah. Scoring overview here. If I can go find the scoring overview. Let's see. Right here. Okay, so in the first quarter with 6 minutes and 59 seconds, Jalen Hurts with a deep pass. No, great job by the O-line, by the way, on that play, because they gave Jalen Hurts enough time to scan that field and get open A.J. Brown. It was a 37-yard touchdown pass by Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown. At the extra point, the score is 7-0 Eagles. The Vikings with 2 minutes and 4 seconds left on the clock. They kicked their kicker Richard kicked a 59-yard field goal. The score is now 7-3 in the second quarter. With 13 minutes and 26 seconds left on the clock, Carson Wentz threw an interception to Jalen Hurts. He returned that for 42 yards and a touchdown. Score is now after the extra point, 14-3 Eagles. With 6 minutes and 34 seconds in the second quarter, Richard for the kicker for the Minnesota Vikings, 34-yard field goal attempt, 14-6, and that's the score at halftime. Coming to the second half, another with 9 minutes and 2 seconds left on the clock, Richard kicked a 28-yard field goal, 14-9 is the score. With 8 minutes and 7 seconds left on the clock in the third quarter, Jalen Hurts throws that beautiful bomb, just beautiful bomb to Devontae Smith for 79 yards. 20-19 is the score. Excuse me, 21-9 after the extra point. With 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in the third quarter, Jay Mason rushed for a touchdown. Let's see. It rushed for a touchdown, tackled by Zach Makuba at the Eagles won. The replay official review, the runner broke the plane and the play was overturned. Jay Mason rushed for a 1-yard touchdown. 21-16 after the extra point by Richard. With 10 minutes and 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Richard for the Minnesota Vikings kicked a 35-yard field goal. Now the score is 21-19. With 6 minutes and 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Jalen Hurts for another beautiful pass to A.J. Brown for a 26-yard touchdown. After the extra point by Jake Elliott is now 28-19. And the final scoring in this game, W. Richard with a 29-yard field goal attempt. It was good. 28-22 is your final score. So the Eagles could have put 30 up in this game for sure. There was a Jake Elliott missing a 42-yard field goal, but ultimately, and also they could have put another point 34 up, but it is what it is. They got the job done, and that's what after the struggle the past few damn weeks, losing at home against the Vikings. Against the Broncos, then going to MetLife Stadium and getting blown out by the New York Giants. It feels good to be back back winning. Getting back in the win column. Was it pretty at times? No, it was not. Were there times where I wanted to throw something at the damn TV? Hell yeah, there was. Well, in my case, my tablet, because I watched on my tablet. But yeah, it wasn't pretty at times. It was frustrating at times. But at the end of the day, they went to Minneapolis. They went to Minneapolis and they got the job done. So I can't really complain. They got the job done. Now I'm gonna enjoy this win for like about 2 days, and then the attention goes back to the New York Giants. We have the New York Giants next Sunday. It is a 1 o'clock game at the Link. That game is personal. I'm telling you right now. After the way the Giants embarrassed us at MetLife Stadium, and to their credit, they whooped our ass and they did it fair and square. But for me, it's personal. It's personal. I want the Eagles to make a statement in that game. I want to return the favor and whoop their ass at the Link. But obviously, most important thing, get the win. But if we can go, if we can whoop the Giants' ass at the Link, just like they did us at MetLife Stadium, that will be a feel-good moment. But to me, like I said, this game next week against the Giants at home at the Link, it's personal. It's very personal, very personal. So, I'm going to enjoy this win right here for 24, 48 hours at the most. And then it's on to the New York Giants. It's on to the New York Giants. Back at home at the Link, 1 o'clock afternoon game. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I am. To me, like I said, it's personal for me. We have to win that game. We have to win that game. If we get swept by the New York Giants, that would be some of the most embarrassing shit ever. No. Beat those damn Giants next Sunday. Like I said, man, Jalen Hurts, y'all put some respect on my quarterback's name. I've been hearing all these haters out here. Oh, Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball. Oh, Jalen Hurts has a noodle arm. Just all this nonsense, questioning, Jalen Hurts as a quarterback. Oh, he's a running back. Just all that dumb bullshit. Jalen Hurts is a quarterback. He is a quarterback that can not only make plays with his arms, he can make plays with his legs. He is the ultimate weapon when he is playing at his very best. So I love the fact that we have a quarterback that can beat you with his arm and his legs. A guy that benches over 600 pounds. I love that. And today, the Vikings, like every other team this year, were trying to make they were playing to make Jalen Hurts beat them with his arm, and that's exactly what Jalen Hurts did today. And I am damn proud of the way he played today. Now, there are things that need to be cleaned up. The offense is there's still some points they left on that board. They left off that board. There's still some mistakes that the offense continues to make that they have to fix up. The O-line has got, the O-line at times looks solid, at times they did not look so solid. The run game is still not effective like it was last year, obviously. We gotta figure out what's causing that run game, why that run game is not, has yet to produce a 100-yard rushing game for Barkley. We got to get that figured out. I thought it was going to be last week against the Giants. Barkley would have his first 100-yard rushing game. We got the Giants at the Link next Sunday. It'd be great if that's where he goes over 100 yards. But we'll see. But defensively, Adoree Jackson, I'm still... Yeah. That number 2 corner spot is definitely a position that the Eagles need to address by the trade deadline. Now, some news has come out. There's a possibility that Brandon Graham might be coming back. The reports going around now that Brandon Graham is strongly considering coming out of retirement. After the retirement of Zadarius Smith. So it's a possibility that Brandon Graham may come back. And Brandon Graham is not one of those guys that's going to give you a lot of sacks, but what he's going to do is give you a lot of pressure. He's going to close that pocket in, and that will give other guys a better opportunity for sacks. So if Brandon Graham wants to come out of retirement and help us out, I'm all for it. Man. So we'll see this week what Brandon Graham ultimately decides to do. If he does decide to come out of retirement, I will definitely be here to make a video on that. But we definitely need to continue to get, we need to get better on that edge rush. That's been a big problem. The lack of pass rush that we've had this year, that's been a problem. And, a guy like, a veteran like Brandon Graham could definitely help out a lot when it comes to that pass rush for sure. So we'll see what happens there. That helps out the secondary a lot when you do have a pass rush. So, yeah. I'm feeling good, man. Like I said, I'm feeling good, man. A big win going into Minneapolis. Going to Minneapolis and getting this win, huge win, man. And I'm gonna enjoy it, man. Carson Wentz versus Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts obviously replaced Carson Wentz as the Eagles starting quarterback. Carson Wentz since then went to the Colts. Then he went to the Washington football team at the time, now Commanders, obviously former Redskins. Then, if I'm not mistaken, I think he went to the Chiefs immediately after that. Then now he's with the Vikings. I used to really hate this Vikings team a lot. My hatred for them has kind of cooled off a little bit in recent years, but I still don't like them. So, it feels good. The Eagles continue to dominate the Minnesota Vikings. We have beaten this team consistently over the past 5-6 years. So the Eagles continue to dominate this team. This was the team that we obviously beat in the NFC Championship game in 2018 on our way to win the Super Bowl that year, of course, in their stadium where we played today. So, yeah, feels good, man. Feels damn good to beat the Vikings. But the Eagles need to take what they need to learn from some of the mistakes they did make in this game and make sure that next week against the Giants we don't make those same mistakes, because it's going to take a team effort to beat the Giants. We have to bring our very best. The run defense has to be on point, because Scatterboo ran all over the Eagles defense in that game last week in Week 6. So defense got the run. We got to stop that run game, and we got to do a bad job covering in coverage. But I will go over that game. I will definitely go over that game in the next couple days. Of course, that game is personal for me, so I'm just happy right now. We're 5-2 after losing 2 straight games. We're 5-2, so I'm gonna enjoy this for the rest of the day, parts of tomorrow as well, obviously, and then my attention is right back on the Giants, because like I said, it's personal. But there you have it, man. Eagles defeat the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 28-22. Eagles spoiling former starting quarterback Carson Wentz, quote-unquote revenge game against the Eagles. They get the win. They're now 5-2, sitting on top on the NFC East, continue to sit on top of the NFC East. But we gotta keep this thing going. We gotta continue to win. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say in here, man. Put some respect on my quarterback's name. I'm tired of hearing all the bullshit about how my quarterback can't throw the ball, how he's a noodle arm, all that dumb shit. Put some respect on my quarterback's name. That was one hell of a game by Jalen Hurts. He didn't turn the ball over, 326 yards passing. People always like to compare him to Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Quarterbacks that do that on a regular basis. But the thing is, Jalen Hurts is, as he's shown, he can do that. He just doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to throw the ball 30, 40 times a game for us to win. But when we need him to put the team on his back with his arm, he shows time and time again he can do it. And today, one hell of a performance by him today. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. Again, the Eagles win 28-22. Let's get ready for these New York Giants on next Sunday. As always, go Birds. Spunky 991 is out of here. Fly, go fly. Peace.
That's all, folks.